Welcome to 3 Count Commentaries. This is your host, Mongo Slade. Today, well, at least right now, we're about to talk about Roman Reigns, Daniel Bryan, and Edge, and why this should not be a triple threat match. Too long didn't listen. I am about to propose Edge, Daniel Bryan for night 1. The winners wrestle Roman Reigns on night 2. That's my idea. Take it or leave it. Triple threat idea, shove it up your ass. I don't want it. Triple threat match? Nuh-uh. I don't want it. Triple threat match suck. Give me the dream match of Edge versus Daniel Bryan on night 1. And then give me whatever one, it's probably going to be Edge, versus Roman Reigns on night 2. Okay. Now let's talk about the story for the show. So Daniel Bryan and Edge got into a bit of a tiff at the start of the show. Edge didn't appreciate that Daniel Bryan says that Edge is part-timer, that he's wrestled more matches than him recently. Edge was like, hey, look, when you were wrestling once a week, I was here 4 or 5 times a week, having matches with legends, even though he named some legends. And then he didn't appreciate this. I love this. I love this business. I love this. That's why I'm here. I don't need to be here. I'm here because I want to be. So then Daniel Bryan saunters on out, and it's like, well, look, I can't believe you all puffed up about this. You got your match at WrestleMania, regardless of what happens with me. You get a title shot at WrestleMania, regardless of what happens. I am, on the other hand, am fighting for my last WrestleMania. This could be my last WrestleMania. I'm just trying. That's why I went into business for myself. I'm trying to main event my very last WrestleMania. And Edge didn't appreciate it. Edge was like, look, I don't like this. I don't like this Daniel Bryan trying to sneak in and on my title shot. I don't like that. And Daniel Bryan's like, you get the shot. It doesn't affect your shot at all. It only affects who you wrestle. So I get it. So Edge is like, okay, well, look, I respect you. I respect everything you've done, but you're better than this. And you're not better than me. And Daniel Bryan's like, we'll see. So I love this segment. This was great. Now, this is how you build heat between two baby faces. Daniel Bryan is being positioned as being selfish and being, in some ways, butting into a situation where he doesn't belong. But at the same time, they put the title shots up. If the guy can get in, he wants to get in. Why should he just surrender and back out? You have to give him a good reason to surrender and a good reason to back out and say, let Edge have his run, Because if he'd have done that before, he never would have main event WrestleMania 30, right? If he'd have just respected the Royal Rumble winner gets a title shot, he would have stayed out of WrestleMania 30, but he didn't. He kept pushing. He kept going. And that's how, WrestleMania happened. Now, I have seen a lot of people have turned on Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan doesn't belong here. He shouldn't be here. I say, well, the guy belongs wherever he is. Daniel Bryan is one of those guys, you can just plug him in anywhere. Plug him in the first match, plug him in the 5th, plug him in the main event. He just works. He busts his ass regardless. He can have a good match with anybody. I'm not one of those people who are going to be like, and some people are like, WrestleMania is dead. I'm like, Daniel Bryan is still very well liked, and nothing could be more dead than the Rated R Superstar. He literally retired. Well, both of them literally retired. But Daniel Bryan's been back and has been as good as ever. Edge is still pretty good too. So I'm interested, but they're building the heat between the two of them. They've been building heat the last couple of weeks with them taking snide remarks at one another. The way Edge has not been appreciating Daniel Bryan's appearance in this storyline. But Daniel Bryan continued to plug along and not give a shit and saying, look, I'm going to do me, you do you. And if we see each other and come across paths, we'll answer the question of who's the better man. But right now, I'm just trying to win the Universal title, baby. I'm just trying to be the main event. I'm just trying to get in the main event, baby. I'm trying to get mine. So Edge, he didn't end the night there. He ran into Jey Uso. But Jey Uso, was trying to talk to Roman, and Roman didn't want no parts of Jey Uso. Roman puts Heyman outside the door. And Heyman kind of reminds Jey, like, look, Jey, you kind of submitted in the cage match. Roman ain't really, you know how Fridays are. Fridays are very stressful for Roman. You know, Friday is a hard day. And Jay's like, you know what? You're right. You know, you're absolutely right. Roman's having a hard time. I'm going to go take a walk. I got some other things to do. I'm going to go, you know, do some other things. They bump into, now this is where Edge bumps into Jey Uso. And Edge is like, you know, I remember when you was a kid, you know, used to come backstage, you know, and we used to talk and we used to hang out. You know, I hate to see you like this. You slumped over. If he'd have said you was down bad, I probably would have laughed. But, you know, Jey was kind of down bad. You slumped over. Body posture ain't even right. You got beta all in your body language. You're just beta. You roll over, you're showing your belly. You know, what would your daddy think? And then Jey was like, hey, don't talk about my daddy, Oos. You don't know me, Oos. You talk about my family, Oos. That's my family. so he's like, he's tired of seeing you get treated like a second-class citizen in your own family. And, you know, so Jey was like, look, all right, you got to mind your own business because at WrestleMania, you're going to get Roman. And you better enjoy your family now because you ain't going to be enjoying nothing at WrestleMania. And Edge is like, look, I tried, man. I tried to help you. Can't help you. So we gonna move on. Not even gonna bother myself with you no more because you can't be saved, Jey. But I like this also because you got Jey and he's still everybody. Most people have given up on Jey by now. Daniel Bryan tried to save Jey. Kevin Owens tried to save Jey. Now Edge is trying to save Jey. That's about everybody's giving up on him. You know, he's done so much dastardly, horrible shit. This was another lifeline for him. You know, another chance for him to say, I am not this person. And I can be who I want to be. I can change my life if I want to. You know, I can take control of my own career if I wanted to. But he's not. He is being fully invested into Roman Reigns and what Roman is doing and Roman's vision of Smackdown. But you have to ask the question, is it his allegiance to Roman or is it allegiance to family? Right? It's pretty the question that we should have been asking probably this whole time. That Roman is the only family he's got other than Nia Jax and Tamina, and they're not really acknowledged in this storyline. So, you know, he doesn't want to be at odds with the only family he's got. So we're in this situation where Jey is now buying in, and now he's got to act like a guy who's bought in. You know, he's got to behave like a man who's bought in. And Edge gives up on him. Edge is like, okay, I'm done. You know, whatever. Then we get the contract signing between Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns. And in classic Roman Reigns, classic Roman Reigns, just playing a power position, he's decided to change his mind. He don't want the match. Daniel Bryan doesn't deserve it, so he's not going to sign on to the match. He passed. It's a kind pass. So Daniel Bryan is like, look, I understand you're probably a little afraid. Your confidence got to be shot because I did something that you couldn't do. I made Jey Uso quit. And I was like, ooh, that's a nice little connection. I had completely forgotten about that. And he says, well, you know, your confidence is probably a little bit shaken. I understand why you wouldn't want to fight me. So I might as well just call myself the Universal Champion and call myself the head of the table, the king of the island. And Roman's like, you know what? I'm gonna crush this little dude. And he went ahead and signed the contract. Because, you know, Daniel Bryan tricked him. And that's one of the themes of this whole ordeal. Is Daniel Bryan is pulling Roman strings And that's what Edge doesn't like. Edge doesn't like that Daniel Bryan is in here pulling strings, playing to Roman's pride, making fun of him, mocking him, condescending him, because he knows that, he's manipulating Roman, trying to manipulate Roman to get in his way in WrestleMania. But why did Edge care? That's the question. Why does Edge care? Why does it have to be Roman versus Edge at WrestleMania? Why can't it be Daniel Bryan versus Edge? That's a question that Edge has to answer, right? He wants to fight Roman Reigns, but he also is in a position where he's trying to protect Roman's title run. Why should he care? If anything, he should be like, okay, if you beat him, I beat you. Then it is what it is. But he's upset about it. He doesn't like that. Really weird. Really strange. So, you got Jey Uso. He's continuing his anger, his frustration. He just jumps at Daniel Bryan and says that, Daniel Bryan made a mistake, with this whole contract thing. This match at Fastlane gonna need a special enforcer. He volunteered to be the special enforcer, and then here comes Edge and says, wait a minute, how about I wrestle you, and the winner will be the special enforcer. So Adam Pearce liked that idea. Adam Pearce went with that. Now I'm surprised Roman and Jey didn't have a problem with Adam Pearce taking that up. Maybe that's what Smackdown next week is going to be about. It's going to be Adam Pearce getting chastised for making decisions about Roman's match without Roman's approval. But the match is set. It's going to be Edge versus Jey Uso. The winner will be the special guest enforcer for the championship match, which will actually be taking place that Sunday. So, I've seen a lot of people that are complaining. A lot of people mad. People are always mad. People are like, okay, shouldn't it be, if it's going to be Roman and Edge at WrestleMania, then why are we focusing so much on Daniel Bryan? I say because it's not clear cut that it's going to be Roman versus Edge. And I think that smart money tells you WrestleMania is 2 nights. One of the things that they could probably do is they could get you 2 dream matches in the weekend. Edge has said that he wants to work as much as possible. That's why I think you'll have Edge work back-to-back nights. You'll probably have Edge work. And also, it's a great from a babyface storytelling perspective. If you have Edge work the previous night against Daniel Bryan, and he busts his ass, and he gives it his all, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, or whatever. Hopefully not 40. Let's just say 23, 24 minutes, okay, against Daniel Bryan. Top-notch, hard-hitting match between 2 guys who was retired a few years ago. Dream match never happened before, at least not to my knowledge. Or if it did happen, it happened on some throwaway episode of Raw and it didn't matter. I'm pretty sure somebody in the comment section has corrected me when I said this before. I need to pay attention. I'm pretty sure they have wrestled before. I think somebody said it was like in 2010 or something. But it hasn't happened on this stage. And at this point in their careers where both of them are main event guys. And so we're in a position where we could give people a fresh match that's a dream match, a legitimate dream match, and still deliver on the idea of Edge wrestling for something that he never lost. You can do a 2-for-1 deal, right? Instead of ruining it by making it a triple threat match, which basically putting one of those people in the match means that they're just in it to lose. If you put Daniel Bryan into the Edge and Roman Reigns match, you're telling me Edge is going to pin Daniel Bryan and win the title. That's what you're telling me, right? That's bullshit. You're telling me that Roman Reigns is going to pin Daniel Bryan to retain the title. Bullshit. Matches should always be duels. Championship matches should not be fatal 4-ways or triple threat matches. Unless it's for like a mid-card title. You want to do it for the Intercontinental Championship, fine. But if it's for like a world title, it needs to be like a big fight. That needs to be big fight feel. On very, very, very rare occasions, it should be a triple threat match. In this situation, it's not necessary. You got 2 nights. Do your dream match as your draw for night 1, Edge, Daniel Bryan. You do your championship match as your draw for night 2. And then Roman, being a guy who, quite frankly doesn't care, Be like, all right, you guys want to fight for the right to fight me the next night? Go ahead. Go tear chunks out of each other, and I'll pick up the bones. I'll wrestle whoever wins the night before. Whoever won the night before, rather. And that'd be a great deal. Because then Edge and Daniel Bryan cannot main event one night. They can still participate. Daniel Bryan can have a big match at WrestleMania, a memorable match at WrestleMania that everybody's going to be able to see and get involved in. It could be a big deal. And then Edge gets his moment the next night. And he gets to hopefully maybe beat Roman. I really hadn't thought about which way I wanted to go with that yet. But I'm guessing Edge is going to win. Okay, that's just a guess. If I had to venture a guess. I wouldn't beat Roman personally, but you know, WWE does weird things. So I mean, look at the Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair thing and tell me that they write things in ways that make sense all the time. And plus, I think, well, Roman is such a strong character that if you do beat him, he'll probably be able to bounce back. Well, it depends on how you do it. If you just stand toe to toe with him and beat him, it's kind of hard to bounce back from that. But there's got to be other ways around it. Anyway, I propose night 1, Legends match, Dream match, night 2, Championship match, which can also be in some ways a Dream match. And you give Edge the best weekend of his career. Great match with Daniel Bryan, great match with Roman, and that's it. That's what you do at WrestleMania. Finito. All right. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for your time. Send cash through the Cash App. I appreciate that. Also, use the hashtag 3count commentaries. And matter of fact, let's extend this. If you got questions, send them to mrslade84.gmail.com. That is mrslade84.gmail.com. You want to follow me on Twitter? It's MongoSlade8 on Twitter. MongoSlade and the number 8 on Twitter. Thank you guys. I'll talk to you guys later.